The observation deck of the celestial horizon hummed with the quiet efficiency of a ship navigating the void between stars. Lieutenant Sarah Chun stood at the viewport, her reflection coasting across the endless expanse of space, watching the distant nebulae paint the darkness in shades of violet and gold. Behind her, a small chirping sound broke her concentration. "Sarah? Sarah, look what I found." She turned to see Crix, the young Valorian cub, bounding toward her on all fours, his silvery fur bristling with excitement. In his small paws, he clutched something rectangular and wore one of her old photo albums from the storage compartment in her quarters. "Crix." "That's private," Sarah began, but the cub had already flipped it open, his large amber eyes widening with each page. "What are these tiny humans?" Crix asked, tilting his head in that peculiar way Valorians did when confused. His triangular ears twitched forward with interest. Sarah sighed and knelt beside him, her knees protesting slightly. "Those aren't tiny humans, Crix. Those are humans. Human cubs. Children." The word seemed to strike Crix like a physical blow. His jaw went slack, revealing rows of small, sharp teeth. "Cubs. But you were a cub too?" "Of course I was," Sarah said gently, settling onto the floor beside him. "Every human starts as a cub, a child. We all do." Crix's paw traced the edge of a photographed Sarah at age 6, missing her front teeth, grinning wildly while covered in mud from a family camping trip. His claw was careful, reverent even, as if the image might shatter under too much pressure. I thought. The elders always said humans emerged fully formed. Warriors from birth. Conquerors who needed no family, no pack. His voice had dropped to barely a whisper. They said humans were machines that looked like flesh. Sarah felt something tighten in her chest. She'd been with the Valorian delegation for 8 months now, ever since the treaty had assigned human liaisons to serve aboard their vessels. In all that time, she'd never considered what stories they'd told themselves about humanity. "We're not machines, Crix," she said softly. She turned the page, revealing more photos. "Look, that's me at 2 years old, learning to walk. And that's me at 10, with my brother Marcus at his graduation. And this one," her finger lingered on a faded image. "This is me at 16, the day my mother died." Crix looked up sharply. "Your mother?" "Yes, we have mothers, fathers, families. We're born small and helpless, just like you were." Sarah's eyes met his. "We need love and teaching and patience to become who we're meant to be." The cub's ears flattened against his skull. Around them, the ship continued its eternal journey, but in this small pocket of the observation deck, time seemed suspended. "When the war came," Crix said slowly, "my father told me humans were monsters. Demons who felt no pain, needed no rest, cared for nothing but conquest." His voice cracked. "He died believing that." Sarah reached out instinctively, her hand resting on Crix's shoulder. The gesture was human, perhaps meaningless to a Valorian, but the cub leaned into it nonetheless. "I'm sorry," she said, and meant it with every fiber of her being. "War makes monsters of everyone. It makes us forget that our enemies have the same hopes, the same fears, the same ... beginnings." Crix turned another page. This photo showed Sarah's entire family, her mother, her brother Marcus, and her baby sister Emma. They were laughing, caught in a moment of pure, unguarded joy at some long-ago barbecue. "You had a pack," Crix breathed. "A real pack." "I still do," Sarah replied. "Marcus is an engineer on Europa Station now. Emma's studying xenobiology on Earth. And my father." She smiled sadly. "He writes me letters. Actual paper letters that take months to reach me. He tells me about his garden, about the neighborhood, about how proud he is. Proud? Crix's tail curled around his legs, a gesture Sarah had learned meant vulnerability. Yes, proud that I'm out here, trying to build bridges instead of walls. Trying to make sure that cubs, human or Valorian or any other species, don't have to grow up in a universe at war. For a long moment, Crix said nothing. His small chest rose and fell with breaths that seemed too heavy for his young frame. Then, slowly, he reached into the satchel at his side and withdrew something wrapped in cloth. I have photos too, he admitted, unwrapping a small holographic projector. With a tap of his claw, images sprang to life in the air between them. A Valorian family. A mother with kind eyes. A father with Crix's same silvered fur. Cubs playing in bioluminescent grass under an alien sky. That's me. Crix pointed to the smallest cub, barely more than a ball of fluff. Before the war. Before everything changed. Sarah felt tears prick at her eyes. They're beautiful, Crix. My mother used to sing, the cub said, his voice distant. Songs about the stars and the old ways. She said we were all connected, every species, every world. Threads in the same cosmic weave. He looked up at Sarah. I thought she was foolish. The elders said such thoughts were weakness. She wasn't foolish, Sarah said firmly. She was right. The hologram flickered, showing Crix's mother holding him close, her expression radiating the universal language of maternal love. It could have been any species, any world. Any time, Sarah? Crix's voice was small again. Can I see more of your cub photos? She smiled through her tears. Of course. And you can tell me about yours too. Deal? Deal. They sat together on the observation deck floor as the celestial horizon sailed through the cosmos. Two beings from different worlds sharing the most human of activities, remembering who they'd been before the universe taught them to be afraid. Outside, the stars bore witness to a truth as old as consciousness itself, that every warrior was once a child, every soldier once cradled in loving arms, and every heart, no matter how scarred by conflict still, remembered what it meant to be vulnerable and small and loved, and in that remembering, perhaps lay the first true seeds of peace.